We've got a crumb of Russell Brand. In case you aren't aware, Russell Brand has long been known, and even in his own autobiography, he writes about his degenerate history. He doesn't write himself about being a rapist, but he does talk about drugs, sex addiction, various sketchy experiences he had when young, all that sort of stuff. Okay, however, recently, serious allegations have come out. Claims of, among other things, brutal rape, forced oral sex on someone who's barely above the age of consent, things like that. So heavy, serious stuff. All contacted and collated by Channel 4 and some other news outlet. Whatever. Anyway, that's just a little bit of background, okay? He's been accused of a bunch of nasty sexual things. Following this, what I found interesting was YouTube demonetized his channel. As in, not just in the normal way where, they deem your videos to have sketchy stuff on it, so you're limited in which advertisers will put your stuff. You get, by default, cut off from ad campaigns, and advertisers have to opt into having your content in their campaign. No, they've made it so that Russell Brand cannot make money on the YouTube platform, which is interesting to me because as far as I'm aware, can remember, or have heard about, this is the first time they've done it for accusations of personal misconduct. I've heard about, connection to terrorist groups, touching a nerve in your content itself regarding, say, the Ukraine war, doing shit like Holocaust denial when it's in the actual content. I haven't heard of total demonetization from accusations of personal sexual misconduct. Now, Green Walrus, you say the UK government would have asked them to do it. Highly possible. Highly possible. I don't know if there's direct evidence of that. However, Rumble, the other video host, they tweeted something out. Rumble tweeted Rumble's response to the UK Parliament's letter to our CEO, Chris Pavlovski. We'll get to the original letter next. However, they say, today we received an extremely disturbing letter from a committee chair in the UK Parliament. While Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and all serious crimes, and believes that both alleged victims and the accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation, it is vital to note that recent allegations against Russell Brand have nothing to do with content on Rumble's platform. Of course, 100% true. Just yesterday, YouTube announced that, based solely on these media accusations, it was barring Mr. Brand from monetizing his video content. Rumble stands for very different values. We have devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. Didn't need to go this far. Could have just said, none of your business. We regard it as deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform, or to earn a living from doing so. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing, given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. Also, please, they should have just written, also, Murica. That would have been pretty tight, but whatever. We don't agree with the behavior of many Rumble creators, but we refuse to penalize them for actions that have nothing to do with our platform. Although it may be politically and socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would be a violation of our company's values and mission. We emphatically reject the UK Parliament's demands. Also, what the fuck does the person writing to them think they're doing, trying to lean on somewhere that is US-based? Absolute prick. Absolute wanker. Dickhead. Additionally, 1, he hasn't been convicted of anything. 2, even if he had been, I don't think this is a legitimate punishment. They're trying to punish someone beyond the limits of the law based on an accusation. They're trying to punish someone, not necessarily worse, because, you could be locked up, but beyond those limits, in a way that, if combined with a conviction, will be worse than what would happen if he had been convicted. Crazy. Additionally, This sort of behavior is spooky because I don't know about Russell Brand. Maybe he's loaded. For someone who isn't, this is like you get accused of something and then the government steps in to fuck up your revenue so you will be less able to defend yourself legally if required. That is insane. That is insane. As part of justice, they're trying to kneecap your ability to adequately defend yourself, should you need to. Whether that means defending yourself in a criminal case or defending yourself by pursuing legal action regarding defamation, perhaps. Crazy. Now, let's look at the letter letter itself, which Rumble did post. Attached is the letter from the UK Parliament to Chris Pavlovski, Chief Executive Officer of Rumble, by email. Dear Chris, I am writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand in the context of him being a content provider on Rumble with more than 1.4 million followers. Actual Tumblrina MP. I think that we have access to a letter like this. I think it's fair to believe when shit like this is happening ever, you should suspect government involvement. You should suspect the hand of a politician, to be honest. The Culture, Media and Sport Committee is raising questions with the broadcasters and production companies who previously employed Mr. Brand to examine both the culture of the industry in the past and whether that culture still prevails today. He provides user-generated content to an open-use host. Dementoid MP. However, we are also looking at his use of social media, including on Rumble, where he issued his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4's dispatches. While we recognize that Rumble is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. Why? Why does that concern you? Because you don't want him to have money? Presumably. None of their business. None of their business. What the fuck ever. At all. Even if I made a big noise about Rumble being US based, not being UK based. Even if it was a exclusively UK based thing. None of their business. None of their business. Even if he did rape 100 people. Fuck off. You know? Pursue him in criminal court. Punish him within the limits of the law. Or, fuck off. We would be grateful if you could confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his content, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. We would also like to know what Rumble is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. Now, Caroline Dinenage, whatever, has been very vague here. So it casts a wide net. So vague that this covers Russell Brand. Surely, potentially, he's the victim of illegal behavior, yes? He could be a victim of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. Either could be. He could be guilty. He could not be. Both sides can't be innocent. Either side could be guilty. But this is going to blow fucking minds. You've got to say this every time. You can treat the accused as if they're innocent and treat the accuser as if they're innocent and telling the truth. You treat the accuser as if they're telling the truth and the accused as if they're telling the truth. Yes? You can do those two things. You don't have to go so far as to say, I'm going to treat the accuser as if they're telling the truth, which means I have to treat the accused as if they're guilty. No. You don't say, the accuser is definitely lying, punish them. You say, okay, I'm going to treat you as if I believe you. I'm going to treat you as if that's real. And the accuser, you don't go, you're definitely guilty. No, at the same time as you're treating the accuser as if they've done nothing wrong and it's true, you treat the accused as if they've done nothing wrong, and what they say is true. That easy. And that is the only way to avoid abusing a victim, because you don't know which one is. Even if it was 99% certain that it was all true. If you care about not harming victims, why would you gamble on the 1% chance that you're harming a victim? You can treat them both like that and have no gamble at all, 100% chance that you're treating whoever is the victim appropriately. It's that easy. It's that easy. Simple as.